I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
We have a poem here. It's called Wadi on the Moon. It was inspired by some Wadis on the moon, so I want to give credit where credit is due. A rat done bit my sister Nell with Wadi on the moon. Her face and arms begin to swell in Wadis on the moon. I can't pay no doctor bills, but Wadis on the moon. 10 years from now, I'll be paying still while Whitey's on the moon. The man just upped my rent last night because Whitey's on the moon. No hot water, no toilets, no lights, but Whitey's on the moon. I wonder why he's upping me. Because Whitey's on the moon?
Well, I was already giving him $50 a week with Whitey on the moon. Taxes taking my whole damn check. Junkies making me a nervous wreck. The price of food is going up. And as if all that shit wasn't enough, a rat done bit my sister Nell with Whitey on the moon. Her face and arms began to swell with Whitey on the moon. Was all that money I made last year for Whitey on the moon? How come I ain't got no money here? Whitey's on the moon. You know, I just about had my fill of Whitey on the moon. I think I'll send these doctor bills, airmail special, to Whitey on the moon.
Whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha ha. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jade and XD reporting live from Fraggle Rock.
Are we, or is Whitey?
Yeah, well, I feel like Fraggle Rock is the realest place to be. You know what I mean? There was no pretense down at Fraggle Rock.
There wasn't. You know, they weren't judging people. There was no posturing. They were not. You know, they were just living.
They judged the niggas above ground.
And that's fair. And
Gargamel and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jada XD. Some shit happened. So we're gonna jump right into it. I know we have not had news in a while. But again, there are chapters wherever you're listening. If they're not on Spotify, they're on the Apple Podcast app. So fast forward if you need to. But we're gonna talk about it. So Jade of all Jades, the news break.
Yes, we have some news. So Israel ended the ceasefire. And in 10 hours' time, the IOF massacred over 412 Palestinians, including over 130 children, in violent bombings across Gaza. In the night, while people slept, this all started, I think, around 2 a.m. And remember, they are just now trying to get themselves settled and back. And attempt to start to rebuild lives after being terrorized for the past almost 2 years. Obviously, even though news hasn't been as frequent here, the news has not stopped, and educating ourselves never stops. And during that time, there's been many blocks of aid still into Gaza. There's still no food. They're actually doing more intentional blocks. And this is all during Ramadan, which makes this ever the more evil. There's over 500 people who are injured, and many remain under the rubble with extreme strained rescue efforts because of these blocks. I want you to keep in perspective that entire families have been wiped out last night. Entire families. You think about your whole family right now. They were intentionally bombing schools, residential buildings, public facilities turned into evacuation centers. This tells you exactly what you need to know. The IOF also reissued expulsion threats for Bet Hanun, which is in the north, and many neighborhoods in Khan Yunis, which is in the south. And the defense minister of Israel, Katz, ordered block medical evacuations from Rafah crossing to Egypt. So these are just levels and levels and levels of evil. Also, please continue to keep eyes on Sudan. Things have not stopped there. We're well over 700 days into that ongoing genocide. The RSF is continuing to commit deplorable acts, including killing 50 civilians, I believe, in the past 2 days in Khartoum, including 10 volunteers. And then 70 civilians, including 12 volunteers, have been abducted and detained in the past week by the RSF and the allied militia. So that also doesn't mention all of what's currently happening on our own land with this current quote unquote dismantling of democracy, even though if you really look at it, we have been living in fascism for a very long time. You know, there's just levels to this shit. And, you know, we want to send our love. We realize we haven't done that, not intentionally so, but, you know, we're all struggling, us included over here in all transparency. And we just send our unified strength and love to everybody who is dealing with this right now, all of our federal employees who are getting their jobs and their livelihoods cut left and right, people who are in limbo, not knowing what's going to happen with their livelihood. I can tell you all, I lost over 50% of my income. And just recently lost another opportunity to work with a sustainable farm in college. And so, you know, this shit is real. You know what I mean? And so nobody is alone in this. And we just have to make sure that we stay in the know and we stay prayed up and strengthened up with all of us that what we got, because this is all we can do at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish I had more for you. I don't know what to tell you to do right now. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Let's pay bills, take a break, and reset.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody. Again, tell a friend that we're here each and every weekend. We want to thank you for supporting us.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, don't set your apartment on fire.
We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
But yes, tell a friend that we're here. Thank you for supporting us, even through these times of strife and struggle and things. And, you know, we thank you for supporting us, for us to support you, and making, you know, your day is just 19% a little better. You know what I mean?
19%. If you get something 19% off, that sucks.
I know. Well, I mean, there's so much suckiness in the world.
I know it is.
We can provide.
It is.
There's only so much we can sift through.
Oh, you're not lying.
But yeah, subscribe to us on Patreon, $9.99, $12.99. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. Over the weekend, it was a big Jaden XC extravaganza over on the Tube of You. All of our Handmaid's Tale recaps are now free and available for free on YouTube. That was a painstaking process.
Enter at your own risk.
Yes, because they are our old episodes from Patreon. So that's back when we were recording with our phones, back when we were saying things.
Oh no! And you released that?
I've cleaned up.
Oh, okay.
I've cleaned up some.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oof.
And so far, no one said anything. And two,
were we lying? Do we lie? Also, do we lie? Like,
no.
We don't be lying, nigga. Like, we just telling the truth.
No. Exactly. But yes, because in 3 weeks, Handmaid's Tale returns. And so just so you all can get a heads up, we covered seasons 4 and 5 together. So they're all available now on YouTube. Go on there and subscribe. Make sure you check the links in the link tree on wherever social media platform you are, or in the description box. That's where you can find information on how to support, donate things, get information. Also, the things that we like, like Dr. John's book is there, and things, and I believe Michael Arsenault's book is there, and join our Discord, the Agents of Chaos. Again, are creating a wonderful space in this hell that we're in. It's a safer space on the internet. We encourage you to join, but don't go in there and muck it up with your own projections and things, because the moderators will be like,
Yeah.
So, I think, I'm also I have openings available. Some people have emailed me. Thank you all for coming and wanting to be a part of the XD mentorship program.
Yes.
That's what I'm calling it. Or business consulting. That's what I do. So all your needs digitally and across the board. So email me at xd@thexdexperience.com. And
I have an announcement as well. I will be hosting my first solo dinner party here in a month. It'll be April 14th. It is a Monday. I'm so sorry. It's called Sunday on a Monday. Okay, so it's a Sunday dinner on a Monday. And, I think the most feedback I get from folks is like, we just want to eat the food. So like, when are we going to be able to do that? Outside of reading the recipes, that's in development. But so the gumbo that you all are always asking about, you will be able to try, and it will be coursed out with different delicious bites. It will be hosted at a location that you will find out after you purchase your ticket. But the tickets are on sale, and the dinner party is April 14th, Sunday on a Monday. I hope to see you all there. This has been... Are you like, that's fucking rude?
Yeah.
Anyway.
See how they try to suppress Black
they
women
do. You
capitalists?
See? They're like, So yes, make sure you all check out the tickets. They are posted, link to those. And hope to see you all there. Gonna do more things this year. Not gonna lie, I have been grossly, disgustingly nervous about doing anything on my own. And so, it's like stepping into an uncomfortable territory, but necessary territory. And so, I look forward to those who have the ability to support and come out. I look forward to seeing you. I understand we are in perilous times.
Yeah, we are. But, that also doesn't mean that you should stifle your joy either, right?
No, absolutely.
If you can, definitely go support Jada J's, and also get some good food, because you all know it's going to be good. Let's take a break. We'll be back because I have to tell Jade about the whites only grocery store and the blister on my toe.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about some stuff too.
Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
An unusual kind of crime hitting grocery stores in Guelph and Brantford. People stealing large amounts of butter. $1,200 worth of butter was stolen from a grocery store, describing the suspects as two men in black clothing and baseball hats who took off in a white van. And in Guelph, police say hundreds to...
How was your week, Jada Fell Jades?
Oh, my week was a week. I saw Dustin Ross perform his very first solo stand-up show. Dustin Ross made me laugh, or Dustin made me laugh. And he did. He did a fantastic job. You know, I give him a lot of grief publicly and privately. But I have to give him his praise too. He did such a phenomenal job. He was such a natural up there. I can't wait to see his special. You know what I'm saying? As he continues to go and tour around and, you know, express his talents to all of you all. Like, it really is a treat. It's a delicious black ass space. And I'm really proud of him and I'm really happy for him. Like, this is a long time in the making. So that was really nice to partake in this week. What else did I do? What else did I do this week? We also celebrated Antoinette's Beau's birthday as well.
Happy birthday! Yes, he had hella cake.
Let me tell you what this biracial girl did, okay? She baked him 5 desserts. 5 from scratch homemade desserts. Let me list them off to you.
I said, my girl is gone. My girl is in love.
Go girl. So we had us a delicious chocolate cake, chocolate on chocolate layered cake. She made a Biscoff cheesecake, a sweet potato pound cake, and a tiramisu with rum in it. And then I think she made a regular tiramisu as well, because there was 5 things there, unless she made 2 rum tiramisus. I never had tiramisu with rum. You all know Antoinette is aggressive. So she already made the tiramisu as a tester and then dropped it off to my house and was like, call me in 5 minutes when I pull off and tell me what it tastes like. And I said, but I'm not in the mood for tiramisu right now. And she was like,
that's not the point.
Try the tiramisu.
That's not the point.
I was like, I was actually going to enjoy this later after my savory meal. She's like, ain't that fucking? So I ate the tiramisu. It was fantastic. She's like, it's too strong. I was like, not at all, actually. This is so well balanced, so delicious. Never would have thought to.
Rum. I'm assuming it's a dark rum.
She used Appleton.
I'm trying to taste the.
She used Appleton.
Yeah.
And I told her next time, just, try Kahlua or something. Kahlua is a liqueur rum, coffee flavored rum.
Yeah. Frangelico situation type.
Ooh, Frangelico would be nice, actually. A little, that would be nice. Very good, friend. Little hazelnut liqueur situation, right? Yeah. That's nice.
Tiramisu, ladyfingers, espresso, soaked mascarpone.
Yep.
Espresso powder.
Yeah.
Chocolate espresso powder.
You can do cocoa espresso powder on top, yeah. And what was really nice about all of her desserts is they were so balanced with the sweet. You know what I'm saying? As we become people of a particular age, things are too sweet. And Antoinette, because she is now entering that realm as well, now the Biscoff cheesecake, you only do but so much with that. And cheesecake is a bit heavy for me, but that was his favorite. And it's very delicious. It's just very rich. But she balanced those sugars, honey. Let me tell you, like, it did not feel like when I ate that Pop-Tart after many years.
Yeah, and you went into like a
convulsion.
Coma. Like, yeah. That's why I have leaned into more like Korean or Asian desserts, because they're not as sweet. They focus more on the flavor of like the fresh fruitness of it all, or like
that's my
the
shit.
actual quality of like the cocoa or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like I went with my mother somewhere and she bought a cake, like a little thing, because I get a sweet tooth from my mother. And when she was like, you want some? I was like, yeah, girl, I'm going to turn out a cake, girl, I like snacks. So I ate it. And when I tell you, it was like I was like, Ma, how do you eat this? She was like, well, I like what I like. And I was like, oh, girl. As soon as I got back to LA, I went straight to K-Town and got me a proper jelly roll where I'm like, this is preserves. And this is,
I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I've always loved a very adult dish. So my mother would make, except for when she would make I did not like German chocolate cake as a child. But my mother would make a lemon icebox cake. And when I tell you, I'll be like, yes, girl, because this is the perfect balance of tart and sweet. I love something that's light and has a slight sweetness to it. I love when people focus on the texture of the cake. You know, I focus on the sponge. Like what you giving me?
Crumb and the sponge. Yes.
Or do we have enough moistness in here? Like that's what I want to taste. Do I taste the butter in this? Yes, I hope so.
Order for table A. I'm with a friend. It's her birthday. I want a cake.
No cake.
You're a chef. You can make cakes, right?
No cake. That's sorbet.
Tony.
Tony, what's going on? What's going on?
Did I tell you when I took Christina Tulsi's class for how to make birthday cake?
Yes, I remember you did that.
Yes. And ever since then, I've also been intimidated to make one because, cakes in theory aren't hard to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in theory.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you mix the shit too long, if you got fucked up ovens, this is what I also learned. That you gotta calibrate your ovens because these shits don't be ovening like they say they do.
No, they don't. They don't stay consistent with it. No, they are very choppy with it. Honestly, if you are in New York, if you are in the tri-state area in general, I very much encourage you to check out Pela's Kitchen. She will be linked in the description box. Jenna let me tell y'all something. She is a treat and a gift to the community because she makes incredible cakes, which I've spoken about before. She made a pistachio cake for Mary's birthday a couple years ago with a lemon curd. My nigga. But she also made Crystal's graduation cake, which was a blueberry situation. I don't know, it was phenomenal. But she teaches cake making classes and cake decorating classes. So for those who are trying to save a little coin and you can't go out and source for your girlfriend's birthdays all the time or whatever the case is, take her class one time, make it a community, make it a thing with you and the homies, and all of you all take it because she also hosts Galentine's and all kinds of things. So check out Pela Kitchen because Jenna is doing phenomenal work with helping niggas learn how to up their cake game.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. How was your week?
I've had better ones, but I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
Some of the things that happened during the week. I decided to give fitness a chance again. I realized that I have exactly 1 year and 10 days until I am 40 years old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 year, 1 month, and 10 days until I'm 40 years old. And I realized I'm coming up on this concept I have called second act. You might see it on television one day. And so I'm trying to figure out, okay, I need to prepare for the second act of my life and my career.
Yeah.
And I know we're on the friend zone this week, and so we talk about like mortality and stuff. And so that's also, I've been having a lot of thoughts of like Barbie, like, do you ever feel like dying ever since, like this whole uncle situation?
I told you, it didn't make it on the friend zone, but I told you all beforehand, while I was getting ready for Dustin's show, I went in the mirror and I was like, you're 40. You're not ready to die. And I was literally talking to myself and holding my face, saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been a fucked up experience this past week, but like mind fuck, right?
Yeah, I can imagine.
To find joy, I watched a 42, what do you call video thread?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not like Risa Tisa. Everybody that was like 87 parts of Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I watched a 42 video thread about butter.
Wow. I love that.
And how this white woman named Claire, and at first I was like, oh, no. But then she was like, I'm here to talk about butter. And I was like, well, you have my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was making her own butter, and she was talking about like, she lives in France. She has a real like French country life, and like she's moved back and she's back and forth to take care of her dad and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I don't understand why people just don't make their own butter. She was like, you know, with all the stuff and shit that they put in it, it's very easy to make your own butter. Or if you can, just buy different kinds of butter. So then it moves on. Because she explains in like videos 7 through 20, baking butter and condiment butter. And she talks about how, you know, like when you, like if you're in France or whatever, or if you eat French food, a lot of like, instead of mayonnaise, it's butter that they put on for like sandwiches and things. And so she was like, Americans or people in general who are like fully enthralled in what a good like sandwich or anything would taste like would start using butter as a condiment. So I was like, you know what, White Claire, you're onto something. So I decided to go to the closest whites only store near me and go ham. And this was also inspired by Holly.
Shout out to Holly.
Bestie of us.
What?
She needs to come on the show. I don't know how, but she needs to come.
Yeah, just come and talk about baked goods.
Yeah, Mama had a spread. She had the most dream spread on Instagram. Fried chicken, creme fraiche, and caviar. Yeah. I said, that is...
Yeah, because you know the caviar fried chicken, this is like a thing right now.
I see, but I wouldn't want... I trust Holly. I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, no, let me tell you something. I'm very persnickety about who I take my tips and ting from, you know what I'm saying? Holly is the one where I'm like, you know, you are a safe space. Whatever you say, I trust it. You know what I mean? So it looked
And she down with Mark Bittman, and I'm down with Mark Bittman.
Yeah,
too,
same. You know what I mean? It's same.
Yeah.
I got to this, and this is why I got to do this dinner party so that niggas got to culinary for real. You know what I mean?
Right. So I bought this. I go down to the Whites Only's place, and they have everything there. And that's part of this episode, ORN, Old Rich Niggas, right? Because if we go to the lotto, there will be signs. I will be shopping here exclusively.
Yeah.
And I bought this $10 thing of butter. That may sound obnoxious to some, even though regular butter damn near is $10 now, but that's neither here or there. And when I tell you, Jade, I was like, you know, White Claire, not Claire Staffis, but this French White Claire, onto something. I bought me this fabulous French demi, the baguette. I let the butter get to room temperature, soften. You can see the coarse salt crystals.
Oh, you got good butter. Good.
Oh yeah, the ship was $12.
Yeah. You better get that French shit.
And when I tell you, it like smooth, I was like, it's smooth like butter. And when I tell you, I was like, oh, I get it. And I was like, I had like a catharsis type of existential eat, pray, white bitch type of movement. And I was like, my uncle used to talk about that passed away. He always talked about what in the hell, you want. Like, we're already in this paradox of hell, right? So what good can you get out of it? And I was like, you know what? This has been some bullshit this past week, or the past year has been some bullshit, right? Why can't I find solace in $12 butter? That was my lesson this week.
Yeah. I fully endorse this.
In butter.
And let me say this. Is there anything better than butter? Think it over. Every time you taste something that's delicious beyond imagining, and you say, what is in this? The answer is always going to be butter.
It's incredible.
I fully actually endorse this 1,000,000%. I think we deserve to find our joy and our whimsy however we can find it right now. And if that is in a $12 pat of butter, you better fucking lick that shit until there's nothing left on the paper. Yeah.
I have another Reddit kind of experience for you this week.
All right.
This happened yesterday. You're married, so you would understand this. Or if those of you who are in a relationship or partnered, or even if you have the hose over that stay too long, you might experience
Oh, that's what happened to me. But sorry, Tristan. But shout out to us because we literally hit 13 years today.
Like today?
Today. Like right now while we record, yes.
Y'all got together on Queen Latifah's birthday.
And
Vanessa Williams' birthday.
It was ordained. Okay, a Diva's Christmas Carol. Hey,
yes, y'all got together. Yes, on Vanessa Williams, on Jesus and God's birthday.
Oh my God. I feel sanctified.
Yeah. The Lord and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. It's our 10-year wedding anniversary. It's this year, but we've been together 13 years today.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Black love.
Friend. Thank you.
Black love. But here's where it's contentious. Okay. It becomes contentious. So
yes.
Everybody snores. People like to say that they don't, but they do. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people have different things. Some people are on CPAP machines, and some people are wild sleepers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So last night, I'm home. Chris Rogers had to go out because he is producing something for which y'all will hear in a minute, right? So he comes home. I'm already half asleep. He's dead tired. Like he's like hours, days on set and things. So I'm like, okay, fine. So he comes in, passes out. I'm already in bed. I'm like, nigga, I'm sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, want to be all up in here. So I'm like, okay, fine. I happen to look. There's like Rhode Island amount of space on the bed that's free. And I'm right here on the edge, like on a fucking ice slip of the mattress.
Oh, God. Mm-hmm.
And then, it gets to starting now. And so, you see that your partner's working hard or whatever, but you also tired as fuck too.
Yeah.
And you also know that if you don't get any sleep, you're going to be crazy because you too have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, working 9 to 5.
So I was like, I kept trying to.
Yeah. And he's just not moving.
Not move. So I had to go sleep on the couch.
Oh, he sleeps with the faith of a mustard seed.
Yes. So I go to sleep on the couch. I have a comfortable couch, yes, but not to go to bed on. And also, I didn't have any blankets for real. So I had like a couple of throws. And we have like a colder house because I believe in air conditioning.
Yeah.
And so I'm like freezing for hours on my couch, whatever. So I wake up mad. He was like, what's wrong? What happened? So I'm like dragon breathing fire. So then he's like, well, why don't you just move me? So my Reddit question is, how do you deal with like irregular sleeping patterns with your partner?
Look, I know I snore, but it's like a sweet little ladylike snore.
It's like a silverback fucking a badger without its consent.
Okay, well, I slept next to Wyatt for months, and he didn't say a word.
He was on heroin. He just slept through a kidney stone.
Okay, well...
Or like those type of scenarios.
It's funny you asked that question. To put my business out there is Smige. Tristan and I don't currently sleep together. Because...
this is a common thing.
Yeah, Trill. And he's like...
Oh, his allergies.
Yeah, his allergies. So he's like, I'm going to sleep in the living room. And we've rearranged some things, and that's just kind of what it is for now. And then obviously when we go on vacation and stuff. But this is more recent. This is probably in the last 6 months. Beforehand, you want to know what's so interesting? What's so funny in the juxtaposition between how we sleep now and how we slept before? Tristan and I are like magnets. We're like natural puzzle pieces. And so in our sleep, literally like we will spoon, but like we fit together like a puzzle and we adjust together. So when it's time to flip and somebody else got to be the big and the little, we did that. Like, and we just always were kind of very much in sync. The only time it really got to be a problem is if he was extremely exhausted or he was sick and was snoring like crazy. He slept on his back. I would have to pinch him in his sleep, because those snores were waking me up. But that was like few and far in between. So we have a unique sleep. We've always had unique sleeping situations. Yeah.
No, I hear that because then I was researching. I'm like, is it common for niggas to sleep different in different places? They're like, yeah, if you try to get quality of sleep. Because then I was on Reddit while I was watching Smosh, and they do Reddit stories every Saturday. And so this happened to come up. And they were just like, it's common and it was a gay couple in this Reddit story, but they were like, it's common for niggas to sleep in different places. It doesn't mean that you love each other any less, but they just know that sleep is such a pivotal part of who we are as a people.
Yep.
That if your sleep is disrupted, you can't be a
good partner,
productive partner, or a decent human being.
No, you can't. And the thing about it is, even before this sleeping arrangement, that nigga passed out on the couch all the time. Or, when we still, oh God, she's getting so big. When we were still reading with Noah every single night, which just stopped not too long ago, sometimes he passed out in the middle of reading on her little thing we set up in her pallet or whatever in her room. So, we've always, it's never been a hard and fast whatever. And then when we've slept together, it's always worked well. But I find that people need to do whatever works best for them in their household. And, stop listening to experts on everything.
Yeah, get off TikTok.
Yeah, especially those experts. That's really what I meant. I have a question. So, no, before we get into our theme, I got other things to talk to you about.
Okay.
So, a pimp walked into a church in Newark, New Jersey, and slapped the bishop, punched the bishop in the face because the bishop didn't pay his bill.
Mark Bonomo was attending Mass at the Cathedral Basilica of Sacred Heart in New Jersey when a man walked up to Bishop Manuel Cruz and punched him in the face. Police identified the man as 42-year-old Charles Miller. He can be seen strolling.
I don't see anything wrong with what happened.
No, not at all, actually. He drove up in a pink Cadillac. That's an actual fact. He drove up in a pink Cadillac. He walked into the church.
I'm not refuting anything. I as soon as you said Pimp Church, Newark, New Jersey, I was like, all right.
You knew exactly what the scene was, but I'm going to paint the picture. Pink Cadillac, drove up, walked into the church in his full white suit, full slick back get up, full iceberg slim get up, walked straight up in the middle of the sermon and punched the bishop in the face.
I don't see the problem. Listen, you can't always say Jesus paid it all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've
got to pay your bill.
Faith without works, without his Kaya said you have to pay your pussy bill.
Hello. Okay. You gotta pay you gotta pay the IRS. You gotta pay for pussy. Like, you gotta
pay your pussy
those
bill.
Are equally important and equal ramifications. Honestly.
And honestly, he lucky he got away with just a slap on the pulpit. You know what I mean?
Is this what I said? Like, he could have shot you when you got out of the church.
It's Newark, New Jersey, the former murder capital of the Northeast. So I don't understand why you would want to play that. Also, what industry? I don't want to say sex worker because it's a very niche kind of market.
It is
sex workers who have managers, pimps.
Sex workers in a union. Kind of. Shaky union, but a union nonetheless.
Sex workers in a 360 deal.
They're represented.
Because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it is. You can't get out of it.
You can't get out of it. They're in a 360 deal.
Oh, man.
They sex workers signed to Sony. Or RCA. Or who was, or Electra, remember? Anywho, but I'm always fascinated. I'm like, okay, well, like, with the advent of technology, right? I just don't see how. Listen, I'm all for independent management. I don't see why I would need to join a corporate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like if I could stay indie, why do I need to go?
Well,
why do I need to sign to a label?
I think a lot of people are painted the dream. You know what I'm saying? That when they sign with the label, that the opportunities will be endless and get better. You know what I mean? And then there's also that level of like stability. And, you know, when you're out here as an entrepreneur and you're independent, you know, you gotta hustle extra hard. You know what I mean?
Because, okay, like full disclosure. So like when I was working, I had a couple of clients who were working girls, and they were indie, right? Except for one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she was also she was also trans. So actually all of them are trans, except for like maybe one.
Okay.
And so my thought in that regard was protection, like it's supposed to be, right? Like because of the fact that this is we're being very PC here, because it's a very niche market for that particular clientele.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why you would need somebody to filter in and out.
Yeah.
You know, for safety reasons, or you would assume.
Yeah.
However, it turned out that they would be more violent than
more
you know
oftentimes,
so,
right? Because then you are now responsible for paying a percentage of your earnings to this entity, right?
The
Exactly,
IRS.
exactly.
Yeah, but yes, I'm always interested now more than ever with the advent of the internet and other avenues, and like, why would you need representation, if you know what I mean?
I want you to hear the audio from the newscaster about this pimp and how these things went down. I want to say this bitch said he sauntered to the altar.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, no, I think sauntered is light work, honestly.
Pinstripes?
No, just white. Solid. Solid white.
Okay, well, at least. See, he came in there to respect the Lord. You know what I mean?
See if you can hear this.
Well, the big question today is what possessed a man to walk up to an altar in the middle of Mass in front of about 100 people and punch a bishop in the face? The whole thing is as puzzling as it is disturbing, but parishioners say the violence will not shake their faith.
May Almighty God have mercy.
The prayers of Bishop Manuel Cruz were cut short Saturday when a man dressed in a white coat with matching hat saunters to the altar and punches him in the mouth.
So I went out and I said, officer, grab him. Stop him. But I couldn't scream. I wanted to scream, Bishop, go down. But I couldn't. I was just too rapidly.
Besides about 100 parishioners inside, police officers were also patrolling and immediately arrested Charles Miller, who's now charged with assault. Miller is no...
Wow. Work.
Yeah. With an E. Do you remember when McDonald's used to have cocaine spoons?
Like the ones for McFlurries?
No. The days of yore when we were young, when our parents would get the coffee and it would have that long white spoon. Remember they had that little white spoon and it would have the little M's at the end of it?
Oh, yeah. The little coffee spoon thing, yes.
I found out that they discontinued those spoons because they were being used for cocaine.
Speaking of cocaine, before we go to break, I have something to show you.
Okay.
Or to have you listen to.
Okay.
I know that you are against artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight the good fight, but it's really rough.
However, and we should now more than ever because of what I'm about to share with you. So there is, and oftentimes you hear on the radio, you'll be like, did AI write this? This isn't fucking real. Or like, if you see a bunch of like a certain ethnicity come out with all this music and stuff, you'd be like, how the fuck? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be like 97 of them in a group, and it'd be like, happy boys and happy girls.
Or Ice Spice.
Yep. So there is a production company called Girly Girl Productions. And they produce AI music. And essentially what they do is, it's low-key an indictment on Gen Z, because it's literally AI has made up these lyrics and made up these things. But I'm going to send you a song for you to listen to.
Okay.
You may want to look up the, this is from on Spotify, so I'm going to listen to you. But because of AI, I want you to hear it. And this is what artificial intelligence thinks, you know, what Gen Z likes to listen to.
First of all, why is that the image?
Very demure, because, you know, Gen Z, very
This
demure.
is an Erica Campbell hat. So before I press this, Asante made me listen to, well, I was the only person who wasn't in the know. Crystal Jean knew, Fran knew, and Asante knew. These white girls. So remember we was talking about Chappelle Rowan. So there's some other white girls. There's this
Pink Pony Lesbian.
a new Britney Spears. Her name is
Tate McRae.
Yeah, how do you know this? Yes. And they made me watch 2 of her very boring videos. And then
She dances out of her shoulder socket.
She can dance. She can move. She can move. She can move her body crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so whelmed. I was so whelmed.
Yeah. She's like a big bowl of cream of wheat.
Yeah. Then she had on these drawers in the video that looked like they came from JCPenney, and a tank top that Noah wears underneath her uniform, and some white high heels that I know Kia would have sentenced Kia.
I only know about her because of my YouTube algorithm. And like, I just kept seeing this video. I'm like, you know, eventually I'm like, okay, damn it, here. You know, let me just watch this video and listen. And I was just like, why is this young lady dancing so hard? Like, she dances so hard with no soul or movement, but yeah, she moves well. It's just, why? I thought she was from Dance Moms, honestly, but no, she's from So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh.
But like, but she's also dead in the eyes.
Yeah, she is dead.
Like,
so her and another white girl that they said, are they trying to pit them against each other? They're doing like a Christina Britney situation. But
Sabrina Carpenter?
Hold on, let me look.
Which can't be compared, because I actually like Sabrina Carpenter. You would like her too, because she's rather...
Hold on, let me ask Asante. Because...
Also, Asante sent me this clip. Man's obsession with hookup apps puts him in danger. S1 Episode 1, Digital Addiction.
Asante, I need you to answer, because I need you to answer this question for me. Who is this lady? Oh, God.
Tate McRae.
Wait, okay, hold on. Who is the other white lady?
I'm assuming it's Sabrina Carpenter.
They're trying to pit against the Tate girl you showed me. Okay. Let me look this up. Sabrina, who? No, Carpenter. That wasn't her, because the girl looked like the Tate girl.
McRae.
But yes. And then we watched the Chappelle Rowan pink stripper.
I don't like Chappelle Rowan. I don't like Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't like Chapel Roan because she...
No, that's not her name.
Abe, you'll have to bleep this out. I don't like... So like... And she gives that energy,
You got to get down to
You know
the
what I mean?
Patreon to catch that unbleeped.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, bleep this out too. And she persevered ass bitches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just,
Don't believe that. No, keep it in. I agree. The second part.
Listen to
the first one too.
Yeah.
But definitely, you don't have to. No, and she persevered ass bitches get on my fucking nerves. Like,
I hate
it.
Like,
You didn't persevere shit, bitch. What? You persevered your $20 smoothie down to the Arajuan? No, absolutely the fuck not. No, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that.
Yeah, I realized I don't care for her because I know her intersectionality is not.
It's that
You know
woman.
what I mean?
That's where it's at. That's where it starts. Stops.
You know,
It's that
white
woman.
feminism. White queer feminism has its own like
Her
room,
intersectionality
you know?
is white woman. That's her intersectionality. You can assess whatever the fuck you want from there. But yeah, we have.
You gotta listen to 10 Drunk Cigarettes.
All right, hold on.
That's where we're here.
One new vape, 2 lines of coke, 3 drinks from the bar, 4 more lines of coke, 5 guys fries, 6 hits of my blunt, 7 more lines of coke, 8 pairs of shoes, 9 BB belts, and 10 drunk
Yeah. AI.
All right, these are the 10 things that girls need over a nigga. 1 new vape, blueberry flavored. I added that. 2 lines of coke. 3 drinks from the bar. 4 more lines of coke. These bitches are trying to get turned. 5 guys fries. 6 hits of my blunt. Okay. 7 more lines of coke. God damn, y'all don't want noses. 8 pairs of shoes. 9 BB belt. BB's back? 9 BB belts and 10 drunk cigarettes. Seriously, I don't need anything from a man. Actually, maybe give me some money. I don't need money from a man. I got my own. Well, which one is it, girl? But I want money from a man. Well, I'm done with this. Fuck your algorithm. It's nasty.
Let's take a break. And we'll be back with old rich nigga shit.
Yeah.
Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Dodge Viper, a Lamborghini, or a Ferrari. I really haven't decided which one yet.
They got the Ferrari and many more cars, and a Learjet and mansions. In 1 year, Edward said he spent $12 million. He ultimately lost all his money, filed for divorce from Shauna, and died in hospice care 2 years ago.
And we're black. So in times of strife and adversity, it's nice to imagine things. Nice to be in the land of make-believe.
Yeah.
Or position ourselves to be in front of a possibility model or whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So today we're talking about if we won the lotto, there'd be signs and what signs there would be.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, now that you've got your check, do you plan on quitting your job driving this truck?
Truck driver? I ain't no truck driver. I'm a janitor.
Janitor?
That's right, baby. I just bought this truck straight cash. And I got enough cigarettes to last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, biatch!
Would you like to share one of your things?
Oh, yeah.
Your rich nigga signs.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. If we won the lottery, we would not tell you all. Nobody would know. But my first sign would be the announcement of my paleontology journey. So the minute...
That's so crazy that I have something similar on here.
I'm going to, the minute you all hear me say I'm getting ready to venture into the world of paleontology, studying bones, learning, traveling abroad, I'm going to have on my Crocodile Dundee get up and my Indiana Jones hat and all that shit. I won the lottery.
Mm-hmm. I'll follow up with same. Like mine says I'd have 4 doctorates. And because I feel like I could have the time to study and because I want to be like the official on some official shit. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like you can't take shit away from me if I got a PhD, if I got doctor, right? So like, but it would be in like shit that I would want, like television studies. I mean, that's a real thing. But also like, I would also get something in like some sciences, like archaeology or some anthropology shit, because I need to study a people. You know what I mean? I also need to study a land, right? Because I really am interested in how gay towns are formed. Not gay towns, but like neighborhoods.
Oh,
right. Like how what's drawn this specific area, right? Like I think about the Castro or even the Village, right? Like what about this particular area or geographically?
You know what that
makes
is.
This the gay thing.
Geographically, yes. I think it's
well, I know outside of like political, right? But I'm like, what?
It's a conglomeration of artists and people who are accepting of all types of alternative lifestyles, for a lack of a better phrase. And that doesn't have to mean sexuality. That just means what you partake.
But I also think about lack thereof, right? So like when you talk about like lesbian bars, right? How there's only like 25 in America, like in all of America. Think of all of the lesbians that there are in America.
Yeah. I just named 10 in my head.
Exactly. And it goes back to this idea of industrial, it's not racism isn't the term, but industrial...
It's not redlining. It's like purple lining. It's like...
industrialism is... I don't know what the term is right now, but like... There's some shit that's wrong with the industry. But yeah.
We are the niggas who are not the professionals, but we will call out the wrong shit, and we know that there can be something done about it.
I know shit is wrong. I just don't know what the names of the shit is, but I know what shit is wrong.
Which brings me to my next one, is that you all will know I will buy the presidency. I will be president. I will buy that. I will buy you out of your contract, Loogie. And then I will begin to not know shit, but get niggas in place who do. and get this shit together. And the thing about it is, I have no desire to come and prey upon your poor white neighborhoods. I don't even care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm going to do is the greater good for all. And so you don't have no choice but to fall in line. And if you don't fall in line, that's your problem. But I will have things in place that I can't say here on airwaves any longer. But I will buy the presidency. Yeah.
That's valid.
World peace via valid. Jade. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't walk anywhere anymore.
Yes.
I would just stop walking. Like Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey stopped walking for like 2 years.
She did. And it was an iconic stretch.
Yeah,
like my baby's 24 months.
Why do I have to walk? Why do I? Like, you're not just dating that long. You're not an elephant, Mariah. Like, why are you just, she just stopped walking. And why not?
Yeah, I think that is fair.
Like sometimes I want to break from walking. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I've walked for 40 years or, 39 years at this point.
So I'm just trying to understand the logistics. Are you trying to roam the earth like a toddler? You're going to fall out in the middle of the sidewalk. You want to hover around. You want the thing that goes up the stairs. Like, what's the plan?
Because if I have unlimited amount of money, I'm hovering around like Professor Xavier and X-Men.
Oh, let me tell you how I will zoom. Okay, into every room.
Around. Yes.
Whole world accessible.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm with that. With that. Which actually, it's so funny because you would think that if we won the lottery, when people win the lottery, you'll see new cars and things like that. When I start taking a horse and buggy around everywhere that I go, that's how you know that I won the lottery. Because I have to focus on trying to save this earth. with my billions of dollars. I don't know what lottery this is, but it's our imaginary one.
Oh yeah.
And and so part of that would be we're going back to the times of horse and buggies. You niggas better get patient.
Yeah, I feel like, and if you've noticed, the richer people are in general, the more they go back to primitive ways.
Exactly.
Which leads me to
mush.
I would shop exclusively at small farms for everything. For food, beverage, and furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know farm to table is so expensive.
Yeah.
And I want farm to table everything if I could afford it. Like, if I could know the chicken's name, I would love to. Then I could eat it. You know what I mean? Like, people have this aversion to that. I'm like, no. The smaller the farm, the more than a cultivated, pesticide-free and all that good shit. A good Amish furnace. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
You would shop at my farms because I would be a multi-farminaire. That's another sign you would know because I will own every kind of... I'm actually going to buy the Amish.
So I have a lot of fun. I'm buying people on here.
You said we like to go back to primitive ways.
Yes. Take me back to the auction block.
I don't want to control how you move, but I'm like, all that butter.
Yeah.
Let's churn, baby. You know what I'm saying? We'll all get paid. I will own
That's like the Beekman farms. Because the Beekmans, this gay couple that won Amazing Race, they own Beekman 1805 out in Yonkers, I want to say. It's somewhere near the Adirondacks. And they have a wonderful gay farm.
Again,
it is a wonderful gay.
I would have weed farms. I would
farm.
have dairy and egg farms. I would have meat farms. Farms sustainably, kosher and halal. You know what I'm saying? I would have niggas making furniture. I would have every farm known to me. I will have at least one of them, at least. But we will expand because the whole world's going to be sustainable. Masa.
My wealth grows. Everyone is so happy now that I am financially free. I have more money now than when I won the lottery. I am on the same frequency as hundreds of millions of dollars. I won the Powerball jackpot. I won the Mega Millions jackpot.
What? Did you see this thing that Chris Rogers sent? I'm sorry. Oh, this is about Monique. Okay.
Wait. Okay, we have to take a pause from our programming. Hold on. Okay. Open letter to Tyler Perry. We would like to give our heartfelt condolences to Angie Stone's family. Oh.
Her and Daddy.
Wait. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Dear Tyler Perry, I recently watched your heartfelt speech at Angie Stone's funeral where you expressed frustration over her mistreatment by the music industry. It struck me and my husband, Sydney, as, there goes that nigga, as poignant, but also made us reflect on some unsettling discrepancies in your actions toward me. You expressed your anger over Angie's mistreatment, yet you labeled me difficult to work with, despite never having worked with me. I actually don't know Monique to be in any Tyler Perry. Anyway.
Thank God.
How can you condemn poor treatment of others when you've imposed the same on me? We have audio of you admitting you were wrong. Number 2, you asked, where's the money she's owed? Well, where's my public apology that you promised in 2016? The false narrative you perpetuated helped blackball me, costing me tens of millions. Where's the restitution for that? Number 3, you mentioned being tired of us not receiving the benefits we deserve, yet you asked me to promote Precious for free, without a contract or compensation, which highlights your double standard. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, never mind. Number 4, you said we should be careful in how we treat children of God. As a man of faith, where's your responsibility to act with love and truth? You promised me an apology years ago, but it's yet to come. Unlike the music industry, which you rightly criticized, we have audio documentation of your actions. Shouldn't you be held accountable too? In closing, I hope your words at Angie's funeral inspire you to correct the wrongdoings to my family and me. You have the power to do so as you've shared biblical teachings. Please remember, what will profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Mark 8:36. We await your response with love and respect, Monique and Sydney.
Hello, Sydney.
So she used Angie Stone dying?
Like, and I don't even.
What?
I don't like Tyler Perry. I will go on the record. I don't care for Tyler Perry's content and what he puts out in the universe.
Or the reported treatment of people in his camp. This don't have nothing to do with him. What's grosser than poor taste? This is disgusting. This is deplorable taste. This is nasty fucking work. This is nasty work.
This is an example of nasty work. You gonna use this lady who died tragically, horrifically in a car accident.
To get your quote unquote wrongs that have been done to you righted?
This is the shit that we were talking about on the Friend Zone. People taking death and projecting their own shit or whatever.
Their shit around it. Yeah. Angie Stone didn't ask for none of this.
Did Monique know Angie Stone? That's what I want to know too.
Probably. But
maybe. I'm sure. But I don't want to.
But I don't know.
But
regardless, I don't care if she knew it, didn't know her, whatever the case is.
Yeah, that's nasty work, bruv. Like and like I said, I'd be trying to be on Monique's side in this situation, right? Like blackballed is, I can't attest to that because I don't work in that part of that deep in the industry. I will tell you that only on Patreon I'll tell that story.
Okay, fair.
Because it involves with that other nigga that owed me money. Because she was in one of his movies.
Yes, she was.
Which was a musical. Can you believe that?
Fitting.
Anywho, I'm sorry. But yeah, Monique tried that and that's nasty. And I hope Angie haunts her.
Yeah, that's hauntable. That's hauntable work. That deserves a haunting. That deserves it. I just finished watching Them. Very good, by the way. Very good. I know it's not your shit.
I still got to get through.
Very good. Luke James. I was very surprised by. All I know him is from New Edition. I don't know him from nothing else. That young man.
He's a talent.
Oh, I saw. Like, he really did his good work on that series.
I wish he had better music, but I love his vocal ability. Like, he can sing really well. He's also, he's very nice. I met him years ago. Well, I'm gonna tell that story on Patreon. Remind me to tell. I have 2 stories on Patreon.
Okay. Right.
And yes, but he's very kind.
Yeah, he was
and nice and
very talented. I was unaware.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got? What signs you got?
Oh, sure. This is very controversial, and you're going to look at me very crazy. Because this comes with the explanation. I would actually buy Whole Foods asterisk.
I'm not looking at you crazy. I'm just curious.
Well, no. So I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
People think I'm very bougie or I waste money on things. I'm like, no, I don't. Because I buy pre-cut fruits and vegetables. And the reason why I do that is because if I were to use them, let me put it this way. Pre-cut things and stuff are single use or double use, right? So if I get a thing of onions that are pre-cut, I'm more apt to use all of the pre-cut stuff than leave, like the Whole Foods and stuff will tend to go to waste, right? So like if I buy a 10-pound bag of onions, that's gonna go to waste.
Okay.
Because I'm not
Right.
making that whatever the
Right.
fuck. But if I buy 2 little containers of pre-cut onions for $4, and that will survive me through, 2 big meals out the week.
Now, what
It makes more sense to me.
about like one uncut onion?
Well, I guess I could do that, but more often than not,
You don't feel like chopping.
I'm buying the pre-cut thing. I'm not chopping, but I
Yeah.
also am like, if it's there, I'm more apt to use it because it's already done for me.
Okay, that's
And
fair.
because if I hit the lottery, I'm able to have the time to prepare and cook these things because I'm not wasting, because I've freed myself of whatever the fuck, and I could actually do these things to put in my walk-in refrigerator. We've all talked about the walk-in refrigerator. We all know I'm gonna get that. But you know what I mean? I'm more apt to waste more when I don't get pre-cut things.
No, that's true. Oh, listen, I feel like whatever works, again, in the same vein as your bedroom, whatever works in terms of you saving money, not wasting, or whatever the case is, do that. You know what I mean? If that's what works for your household, do that thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Me not buying pre-cut things, oftentimes I need a little bit more than what they have. And also, it makes no sense. It feels lazy to me.
Well, yeah.
But I
I'm
didn't
not
spend
saying
$40,000.
I'm not saying it's...
Oh, no. I'm not saying for you. I'm saying for me and myself. It's a mind thing where I'm like,
Oh, it's definitely. If I went to culinary school, I would call myself lazy too. Be like, bitch, get in.
Right, and chop these.
Get in the
It's not gonna
kitchen.
take you long. Like chop these fucking vegetables.
Right.
So why own the Whole Foods now? I'm just trying to understand that.
I'm purchasing Whole Foods,
Oh.
not the Whole Foods. Whole meaning like.
I thought you was buying Whole Foods. I was like, so Amazon?
No,
like,
no,
what are
no,
you doing?
no, no, no,
Are
no.
you, You want to buy it so you can treat niggas right? Because I would buy Costco. That's how y'all would know. It'd be called Jade's
I
Co.
would invest in Costco. I would invest because also the thing is, I don't want to run anything.
I wouldn't run it.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be. I don't want to. The good part of having that much money is I don't want to lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want people to do it for me, but have to like...
See, the purpose of me having all this money would be, I don't want to lead, but there needs to be some leadership. You see what I'm saying? Because the leadership that is, and current is faulty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's not for people. And so I think my whole ideology, outside of like a paleontology degree and a couple of other things on my mental list, is trying to, for real, make shit better. Because it's just not. And it could be. It doesn't have to be this bad. That's the thing. And it doesn't take, it takes a lack of selfishness, but it doesn't take a wizard. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my purpose in a lot of the movements that I would make, to try to just make the shit better for people because it's fucked up.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. You make me better. You make me better. You make me better. You make me better.
I have one more.
Okay.
Ever since, well, I actually have two more. One of them is from a movie, and one of them is actually practical. I'm going to tell you both right now.
Okay.
I would have a food court in my home.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Richie Rich?
Mm-hmm.
Where that nigga had a McDonald's in his house.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a proper food court. It would have a Sakura Japan.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, when you
would have a Bourbon
teriyaki.
Street.
Yes.
It would have a Bourbon Street grill.
When you need your bourbon chicken.
It will have a Charlie's subs.
Okay. Yes. When you need a cheesesteak.
Mm-hmm. And it also will have, well, I'm Californian, a Mongolian beef traditional spot. Have you ever had traditional Mongolian?
I don't think so, actually. But
on the big ass stone.
Oh no, but I'm intrigued because Asians and food
girl,
go together.
We have to go. They cook everything on this big ass stone that's the size of like a car.
Hot pot me, nigga. Yes, I'm down.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Like when I was in high school, we used to cut school to go get Mongolian because it was. Mind you, was stupid because the Mongolian spot was across the street. So I was like, we're cutting class, but clearly administration saw us going thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't give a shit because they would always be like, are you
bring me back? Yep.
Exactly. And everything is so cheap and so good. Oof. I might have to go there today.
So you wouldn't just hire a personal chef to make all of those things when you...
Here's the thing. I feel like hiring a personal chef. But why do that when I can have multiple things?
You just want to walk through a food court.
Yeah, I like options. Who doesn't like options?
Yeah, no,
I don't want too many options because then you're in a paradox. However, I feel like a proper food court, also with a marble slab, indoor pink bear.
Wow.
Bobby inspired me this week.
Okay.
I forgot to tell. This is what I did for the week. I bought an ice cream machine.
Yes, I have one too. We should make ice cream together.
Yes. And the reason why I bought it is because Bobby was like, do you go to Salt and Straw? And I was like, yes. Salt and Straw is an amazing ice cream spot around the country. And I'm like, because I'm like, yes, it's fabulous. And he was like, well, they have a cookbook. And I was like,
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So I bought it. And my mother happened to be like, gave me a random, like, some money randomly. She was like, here. I was like, okay. And so I bought me an ice cream maker. So even though I'm on my little fitness journey or whatever, I'm still going to make time for a sweet treat. And I also feel as if I make it all on my own, it's a little bit better with quality ingredients and better because I could use better quality milk. I can use all that good stuff. But yes, I bought and the ice cream maker, it comes tomorrow. It should freeze everything in an hour. So I'm thoroughly excited.
Santana made a goat cheese ice cream. And I said I was going to use her recipe because I found an apple cinnamon goat cheese and I wanted to do an apple cinnamon goat cheese ice cream. We should make ice creams together on Patreon.
Yeah. After we said we could work out together.
It goes together. What do you mean?
We can do both. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm never one of those. I never feel bad about what I eat. I refuse to be one of those people that's like, I'm not eating, I want to be balanced and healthy, like you said, second act. But no, like if I don't even eat that much ice cream I don't eat a lot of ice cream. So yes, if I want to try this flavor, I'm going to make this ice cream and I'm going to try it because I'm not going to eat the whole vat of it.
Right. And if anything, I can give it away.
Exactly.
To whoever wants it.
Let other friends try it.
I bought it and I was just like, this is a new hobby for me. Like I can like make ice cream and things. It's not fully like cooking and stuff. Because I was gonna get that new Ninja thing that has because Ninja products.
Oh, with the
they make everything.
With the
they do the soft serve.
Yeah, the soft serve. Yeah. I was like, two girls, one cup. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. Speaking of soft serve.
Oh.
CVS makes soft serve ice cream and they sell it in pouches.
Yeah. It's called CV
It's called
something.
CVT.
Yeah, it's not CVS's brand though.
Yeah.
They sell it at Wegmans as well. I have as well.
Yeah. Because I went to the Whites Only grocery store. They had it. It's quite, it's a little pricey, but I was quite surprised. It was delicious.
Yeah, it was fine. I bought cones and I bought a couple pouches just to make a soft serve at home. And I was like, okay, just like on a whim, like I was ordering groceries and I was like, all right, let's try this. And it was fine.
Happened.
Yeah, it was fine. It was
decent. And that's when I was kind of like, oh girl. And that's when Bobby called me and he was telling me like, ooh, bitch, because we're planning a trip to go to Oregon to go eat.
Yes.
And so
yes.
In August, so I'm so excited. Like the whole hour conversation was about baked goods. And I was like, true friend indeed.
You should switch that to June and come to Seattle when me and Kia go to Seattle and then go down to
I could still go. Like I could go.
Oh, true, duh. You're over there. I forgot where you are.
Only like a 4-hour flight. Yeah, because there is I watch. Cute Eats. I forget what the show is called, but they had a whole thing dedicated to Seattle. And I've always loved Seattle because of Frasier, but they have cupcakes down. Okay, like
I'm just not hype about.
Are you not a cupcake person?
No, I just find cupcakes to just be like whelming. Like niggas get so excited, and I'm like, oh, cupcakes. I like Molly's, because I like Molly's flavors and execution. And I like specific ones. I like their creme brulee. I like their blueberry with and they have a peach cobbler.
When you come here,
really
you will have
good.
to get you to Sidecar Donuts, because they have a butter and salt donut I feel like you would like.
Butter and salt donut sounds fantastic.
Yes, it has a slight sweet glaze on top, but it's literally like butter and salt on a donut. It's fabulous.
I will also own my last two signs. I will own Shipley's Donuts. The first time I tried a Shipley's donut, it was the most incredible thing that I've ever put in my mouth. and I would the fact that I cannot figure out anybody else who can make a donut like that. I've never seen it. My life was forever changed. I would have no choice but to buy your family. And then the last thing is
about Caribbean vibes.
Excuse me, may I buy your family? I don't want to. I just want you to cook. And then the last one would be my sustainable brothel. I would. Yes, I would I would have a chain of sustainable brothels throughout the world, but the country starting. And, it would have all the accoutrement necessary to make the experience enjoyable and safe, emotionally, physically, and so forth and so on. I will be the world's most humane madam. Is what I would, and I want, and with an article in the New York Times, a jail fund, obviously, because every time, they're going to arrest me a lot, but I would.
You're going to get an article, you're going to get a magazine in the Cut, like you're going to get a piece in the Cut. They're going to make a movie out of you, like Hustlers.
You know what I'm saying? I want, make me a cartoon. Like I want all of that. But I will be a humane, diplomatic, democratic, sustainable madam.
See, yours is all like for the common good. You know what my last one is?
Oh, you didn't hear my last one. What was yours?
I wouldn't have a vacuum. This is actually something real that I saw at HGTV and I was like, oh, bitch.
Okay.
I need this. There are some homes that have vacuums in their walls.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can sweep and like press this button in like the wall and like there's a vacuum, like a little hole comes out and it sucks all the dust that you have put, like you've swept together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need a dustpan. All I'm just doing is sweeping it to the corner and then I'm pressing a button and it just sucks everything.
That's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
There would be no lottery for me. I just want that. I just want it.
Yeah.
What's send that to me. I want to see it. Oh, my extremely giant glass jar of cocaine in my kitchen. Cookie jar of cocaine in the kitchen on the counter.
Okay.
That would be the biggest sign. Outside of the kitchen itself. I would actually probably purchase two homes side by side. One would be a kitchen and the other would be a home. But there will be a glass jar of cocaine or cookie jar on the counter. You may not use it because you're not about to wild out in my house. It's just a sign that I am rich as fuck because this is a lot of cocaine on display.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Decorative cocaine.
Exactly. It's like mulberry potpourri and towels. You know what? Monogrammed.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go. Thank you for listening to our old stuff. What would we do if we were ORNs? Until next time, friends.
Yes,
Bye.
we're moving on.